Other participants can be ages 14 to 30, but most clubs and districts choose a focus on a narrow age group. In our district, that is 11th graders. So this year, our Ryla is going to be held in a weekend in April at Idlewild Pines Camp in Idlewild, California. And it's taking place April 25th through 27th. So the district encourages servant leadership in youth by recognizing and rewarding students, these juniors, that are standing in their school and community and have a strong service background. So they're already leaders in their community, and we take it further and help train them more. So going to Ryla is actually an award for their past and present leadership and service activities. These students are selected and sponsored by clubs in their neighborhood. So what is Ryla? When you get up there, it's all these wonderful students, 200 that have done great things in their community. They attend an all expensive paid camp where they're inspired by a diverse group of exceptional speakers. They make lifelong friends through fellowship activities, and they discuss the ethical and social issues of the day to make a difference going forward. These activities are conducted in an atmosphere of trust and respect. We actually have a psychologist on hand in case the student needs additional support while up at Ryla, because we do get into some very deep topics, and some of them do need some additional assistance. But Ryla's intent is to encourage these students to be more effective servant leaders. So it's not really a camp, like I said, intended to teach these leadership skills. They assume they already have some of them, but a lot of leadership skills more come out of it because of the students that you have there. Some of these ideas that they learn more about is fundamentals of leadership, ethics of positive leadership, the qualities of being a servant leader, the importance of communication skills in effective leadership, conflict management and problem solving, building self-esteem and self-confidence, elements of community and global citizenship, and then, of course, Rotary's purpose of service to the community and the world. So how can your club get involved? So the first thing a club needs to do is budget for Ryla. Clubs that participate in Ryla do sponsor the students that attend in their area. And the current all-inclusive cost per student is $500. So that covers the 3 days, all the meals, all the speakers, a lot of different things for them to take home, some sponsors for some alumni to be there, which I'll talk about a little bit later. Next, the club needs to build relationships with the schools in their neighborhood. So we can provide a list of those schools that don't already have sponsors if your club is not already involved in Ryla. And then through this partnership with the schools, the schools will actually recommend the students and assist with getting students to apply for Ryla. And this is usually done by a school counselor or the Interact Club advisor if there is one at the school. So if your club has never participated in Ryla, please reach out to the committee. We can provide further information on how to make this happen. We can assist you along the way with the process to make sure that it's easy for you, and something that you can be excited about and succeed in the years to come. So once you have the partnership with those schools, you're going to go ahead and that you're going to sponsor. You're going to need to register your club online so that you can inform us, the committee, of which schools you're sponsoring and how many students you plan to send to Ryla based on your budget. And then finally, one of the best parts is interviewing those students that have applied for Ryla. You get to know them. We provide an interview form, a lot of resources for that as well. And then you get to select the ones that you want to sponsor to attend. And then basically the Ryla committee will take it from there. So, and then we also recommend, it's a great thing to have the Rylarians, that's what we call them when they're done, come back to your club afterwards and speak about their experience at Ryla. It really shows you the outcome and what they learned, and the difference it's making for them as individuals and leaders in their community. There's another way to get involved, and that is for you to personally get involved in Ryla. So, one of the great joys of being a Rotarian is getting to share your vision of leadership and service. And Ryla gives you that opportunity to participate in leadership, learning, and fellowship activities with some of the district's finest high school juniors by becoming a facilitator. That's how I got started. I went once and I was hooked. So I highly recommend that's how you get involved with Ryla first. And then maybe your club, if you haven't already, then you get them involved. So you really understand the back end of it as well. So as a facilitator, you're actually assigned a Ryla family, which is the essence of the Ryla experience. So participants are divided into families to provide a more intimate learning and sharing experience, and also a very safe space. So each family consists of a Rotarian facilitator and up to 9 students from different high schools throughout the district. And the family becomes really close knit as a result of working together and sharing ideas after each major presentation activity throughout the days. So the process of facilitation is really to lead these students and help them reflect on the experience. So it's not about you really sharing a lot, but helping them to share and learn from each other. Um, and so you really kind of lead the workshop, and you enable them to share their own perspectives on a common experience through productive dialogue. And then they can develop changes through this dialogue through enriched communication, trust, and teamwork. And then they take that back, obviously, to their schools and their community. So to become a facilitator, you obviously have to just have a desire to spend a weekend with a lot of students, a lot of juniors, but they're inspiring young leaders. I have to tell you, when I went, like, it really gives you hope for the future of all the amazing things these kids are doing. You need to apply online, and then you need to attend facilitator training. And this year that takes place on March 29th as part of our district training. And then all facilitators must also undergo the Rotary District 5340 youth certification process so that it's safe for you to be up there with the students. We also give facilitators a list of items to bring. It's kind of usually it's snacks and some identifying marker for your family, just so that you kind of become like a little group, and it kind of brings everyone together. And it's about $100, but we can help with that. Or sometimes we have co-facilitators. And so you can share those costs. And 100 is a high mark. It really depends on what you're planning to get. So additionally, besides these requirements, things to consider if you're coming up, of course, it takes place at Iwild, which is an elevation of 5,400 feet. So if you're not used to elevation, it can be a toll on the body. The facilitators also, a lot of them share the dorm or cabin with students. So in this case, they would be expected just to make sure everyone's there and do lights out. But a lot of these kids, like, they do shower schedules, they take care of themselves. They really are leaders. So it's not a lot of work. It's a really busy time. So it starts at 7 a.m. and ends between 9 and 10 p.m. every day. So you're not going to have a lot of time to check with the office, do work, take phone calls, because you're going to really be with your student family, facilitating that whole weekend. And then, of course, the terrain at Ryla, it is a camp, so it's uneven. So you need to be able to walk a couple miles a day. We do have a golf cart, so we can accommodate if people do need to be drove around for any reason. We've had some people just have knee surgery go up there that have been doing it for years, but they love it so much they come anyways, and we take care of them. So it might sound like a lot of work, but it's worth it. It's totally worth it to see what these students are doing and what you're going to send them home to do more of. So why Ryla? So the result is these students return to their schools and communities motivated to take on additional leadership roles and to find additional ways to serve. Students that attended Ryla last year, we do a survey at the end. They said they learned confidence, resilience, communication, problem solving, emotional intelligence, desire to help, kindness, empathy, learned how to be vulnerable, to fight for what they believe in, listening with empathy, how to take a risk and being okay to fail, which is a big one for a lot of these students. They're perfectionists, and to love themselves and to stand with their truth. So these are the things that these students are taking home with them. Also, 86% of the students that attended last year said that they wanted to come back as alumni. So in their senior year, they can apply to be alumni for camp, and they come back and they actually help run the camp. And so it gives it a good way for the students to have some leaders that have been at Ryla and also are older, so they can consult with them if they have questions as well. Ryla also teaches people about Rotary students, and so it kind of gives them an early start into Rotary. Many of our committee members went to Ryla, and that's how they got introduced into Rotary and are now Rotarians now. And then many Rylarians also go back and start Interact clubs at their school. Last year alone, 70 Rylarians said they were interested in starting Interact at their school. And then also we have students come back to us afterwards, trying to find out what Rotaract clubs are available in their community and at their future university once they graduate from high school. So it's a great way to get youth involved in Rotary and create that relationship early. Also, many facilitators come back year after year because of the great experience they have at Ryla. Facilitators not only change the lives of high school juniors and their families, but believe me, the students change their lives too. I still keep in contact with many of my students that I was a facilitator for, seeing the amazing things they're doing in the world. So Ryla is an amazing experience for everyone involved, and many facilitators say it's their favorite Rotary event of the year. Now, if I have time, I'm going to show a really quick short video of Ryla. So obviously that was geared towards students. It's something we do to market, but really a lot of it is word of mouth. The juniors that have gone, they tell their the students, the class below them, that what a great experience it is and that they should attend. So without further ado, thank you so much for attending this session. For more information about Ryla, you can visit ryla5340.org, or you could contact me at the information on this slide, lpurdom@hotmail.com. Purdom is my old last name, or my cell number is 619-929-4177. Thank you so much for being here, and I will open it up for questions.
Laura, thank you so much. I love this program. It's such a life-changing program for these kids.
Yes.
My club has sent almost 100 kids through Ryla, and it's just a miracle when they come back. But I have two questions.
Okay.
Number one, for the clubs that have never done this before,
Mhm.
what's the best person in the school to approach about this program?
Well,
Is it a
if there's, I
counselor?
mean, obviously, if there's an Interact Club, they would be the first person, but it's usually a counselor. So we have some contacts at the schools. So if they let us know what school they're looking to partner with, we can do an introduction for them usually.
Okay. And the other question is, why don't you include 10th graders since they're allowed to be in Interact?
Um, that's just the way it's been done. We're looking at the future of Ryla, and that may change. But it's just a lot of it is the capacity of the camp, and there is such a big
Ah,
interest. So we'd have to look at different places to do it, and
right.
it would cut into some of the juniors that are attending now. So finding that balance, that right balance, would be the what we
Ah,
look to do. So
it makes sense.
yeah.
Okay.
And it would
Any,
be good to get them earlier because they could start to interact earlier
yeah,
at their school, because it
exactly.
is hard on there's a lot of them that do start one come back as alumni as well. So they're juggling a lot, plus they're like amazing students. So as you,
Right.
yeah. So
Thank you.
of course.
Hello, Laura. This is Carla
Hi,
Coons from Imperial Breakfast Rotary.
welcome. Glad to
Uh,
have you.
and I am the chair at our club for interactors. But
Okay.
I'm so lucky I have a facilitator or a teacher at Imperial High School,
Mhm.
Rebecca Kabai. She has been doing that for years and years. So I really don't have to do much other than take care of the money side of it.
Oh,
So
good.
that's great. But it's so great to see the kids when they, when they're going, they're you see their faces, but there's not much expression. But when they come back, they're
Yeah.
Yeah.
all fired up.
Yeah, their shyness is gone for
Yeah.
sure.
You don't even recognize them. It's like, what
Yeah.
happened to you?
Yeah, you couldn't get them to talk, and now you can't get them to shut up. It's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, thank you, Carla, for staying involved. And I know it's great to see the clubs that continue to come back year after year, but we're looking obviously for more clubs because there's a lot of schools out there that unfortunately haven't been able to participate. And we'd like to get more schools involved as much as possible. So
Laura, when we post this video for everyone to go back to, should we post a list of schools?
we can. I can send you the list that we have right now.
Yep. Send it to
Well,
me.
you have the list, right?
I'm not sure. Send me what you have just to make
Okay.
sure, and I'll put that up there as well so they can see if there's a school in their area that they can help.
Yeah, because I'll send you
Approach.
ones that are already assigned. So we obviously don't want two clubs contacting one. And then I'll send you the ones that are still available.
Perfect.
Can you tell
Awesome.
me about the deadlines for paying and stuff?
So did you already register, I'm hoping?
I don't know if Rebecca take care of all that. So,
Okay. I feel like you did. Otherwise, I would have pestered you this weekend. I don't remember if I did or not.
oh, so
um,
it's the deadline this weekend?
so the deadline to register was actually the 15th. But we
Oh,
know it's really hard. A lot of the clubs haven't gotten it in yet. So we are, people are still able to do so if they haven't yet. And
okay.
then payment is due on February 15th. So once you register, you'll get an invoice at that time. And then we ask that you pay that then. And then let's see, what's the next deadline? And then after that, actually February 14th, I'm sorry, because that's a
14th.
Friday. And then we ask that you complete interviews by March 25th. And then send us your final list of students by April 4th. So there is actually timeline on the website. So if you go to Rotary Clubs and then click timeline, it gives all that information as well.
Okay, great. Thank you.
I think I'll also put a reminder in News Bits because these dates are very close here.
Yes, yes. It all happens really fast once a year starts. So I appreciate it.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Y'all have a
Wonderful.
great week.
You too. Thank you, Carla. Great to see you
Thank
here.
you.
And thank you,
Thank-
Diane.
Thank you.